What's going on, drinking buddies? Welcome to Ad Read Take 20. You know, I should have this shit down by now, but I really don't. I fuck up the ad reads constantly. So, we'll see if I actually make it through this one and if this one actually makes it to air. So, before we get to our episode this week, just a quick word from our sponsors. First and foremost, we're brought to you by the video versions of And Now We Drink. The video versions are available now on Vimeo at www.anwd.net/videos. Once again, that is www.anwd.net/videos. I'm trying to finish the backlog. As soon as the backlog's done, I am current with them, and I will just drop something like 20 videos at once. I just got to get the backlog done and stop playing Borderlands 3 for a little bit, because the game is a horrible, horrible time suck. And it's why I didn't get this edit done until the night before the episode was coming out. God, I need help. Anywho, now that that's out of the way, we are also brought to you this week by the Blue Zebra Cabaret. This Saturday, Los Angeles, we have Glam Slam Sexy Oil Wrestling. Shit can get full nude. The party starts at 9 p.m. Matches start at midnight. We have adult stars, club dancers, and a whole lot of pretty performers. My mortal enemy, Kit Mercer, is kicking off the party, and she's taking on Audrey Miles. Former guest Cali Confidential is taking on Kitty Jaguar. Baby is taking on Mary Jane. Nasty Nat is taking on... Oh, her opponent could be you if you bid enough money. That's right. Our fourth fight is Nasty Nat in a bitter match. Do you want to wrestle Nasty Nat in the oil? Come down to Blue Zebra, dollars in hand, and we can make that shit happen. Unlike Dames and Games, Blue Zebra is only 18 and over, and the party goes till 4 a.m. Come down to 6872 Farmdale, North Hollywood, 9 p.m. I'll be there all night, doing a live And Now We Drink, doing some ringside commentary. It's going to be a fucking blast. Come on down. Say my name at the door for free cover. We are also brought to you this week by our friends at Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is the Record of the Month Club, the best damn Record of the Month Club. In fact, every month, Vinyl Me Please features one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection. Each record is pressed exclusively for Vinyl Me Please and has features you can't get anywhere else. Things like bonus tracks, inserts, color variants, and comes packaged with a 12x12 album-inspired art print and custom cocktail pairing recipe. You can't beat it, drinking buddies. Rad vinyl, rad art, and a new cocktail to add to the repertoire. And Vinyl Me Please isn't like Record of the Month clubs of old. It's month to month, no strings attached. Cancel anytime. So check that shit out today at www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. Once again, that is www.joinvmp.com/ANWD and get yourself some rad vinyl today. I think that's good on ads, right? You're good with that? I'm good with that. This week, our guest is Miss Cody Renee Cameron. She's an actor and happens to be my friend and neighbor. And she was kind enough to walk the block over to my apartment to record this. We talked about a bunch of her projects, what it's like to die on film, just a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe a couple stories about some dorm room sex. You'll have to listen to the whole thing to see. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, drinking buddies.
When aliens come to take over, and look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
Cody, what's going on? Long time no see.
I know. It's been less than 24 hours.
Since you licked my ice cube and put it in my fucking drink.
Oh, I did do that. And then you pretended to be mad, and I thought you were serious.
Oh, that was so good. That was so fucking good. You were like, legitimately like, oh my God, did I offend Matt? Like,
I offended Matt.
But it's only saliva. That shouldn't offend him.
I thought he was going to get turned on, and then he got offended, but fake offended. Faux offended.
I sold it so well. The look on you were just...
Well, I was a little drunk. Don't give yourself too much credit.
I'll give myself porn award nominated credit. That's my level of acting.
Right. There's an award for everything.
So what's going on with you? You just got back to LA from shooting your big time movies.
Yeah, I've been filming a lot recently. I was in San Francisco this weekend for a little bit of fun. We did the Alcatraz tour. Took pictures of Cheeto in the this is Cheeto. Cheeto, everybody.
For the audio version, Cheeto is a small dog.
Yeah, she's a Chihuahua poodle. She's about 5 pounds, big brown eyes. Yeah, we did the Alcatraz tour, rode a little ferry over there, and learned about, I don't know, Al Capone and shit. I got Cheeto a little outfit that it's like overalls with like the black and white stripes, so it looks like she was in jail. So it's like she went to Alcatraz and all she got were these overalls.
Well, at least she didn't get Capone syphilis.
No. Oh, yeah, I learned that he went crazy in the end. I was like, oh, man, what a waste of a beautiful, crazy mind.
Yeah, he died of neurosyphilis.
What an ugly way to go out.
Well, live by the dick, die by the dick.
Hopefully he didn't get it from a dick.
What's wrong if he did? Are you saying that Al Capone can't be gay if he wants?
Al Capone dropped the soap on purpose.
I think Al was a top. I don't think he was a bottom.
Yeah. When I did the tour, there were like these 40 showers, all just like back to back, just an open area. And I could like feel the naked male energy in the room.
Did that turn you on?
Yeah. It was like, I was literally imagining like 40. I mean, that's buff. All you have to do in those tiny rooms is work out. I mean, if I was in jail, I would just do push-ups all day. So I'm imagining these like 40 like butts, like how HBO shows the guys' butts, and they're like thrusting, just like showering all soapy and sudsy. That's what I was imagining.
So you were really into Oz back in the day, huh?
That was like the first. I was really young when that came out, but yeah, I remember that show. Yeah, I was into it. Except there was this episode, the first thing I remember is like, I don't know, a junior high or maybe earlier, was this episode where they had crushed up glass and put it in somebody's food. And I have always been mortified since of the idea of somehow like somebody putting glass in my food and slowly cutting my throat and slowly bleeding. So yeah, that's my dark thoughts.
Yeah, they killed a mob boss like that on Oz.
Yeah.
It's like season 3.
Yeah. But yeah, HBO movies. I just had an episode of The Deuce come out. You can check me out in a threesome scene, but like as an actor, not as a porn star, you know? But I did get to play with a prosthetic dick, which was really interesting because obviously you're not like sucking a real dick, but they have like a prosthetic dick over the real dick, which I didn't know was a thing. So I think anytime you see a penis on HBO, I think it's a faux penis over a real penis, which seems like excessive. And
it's how they can get away with like censorship. Though I was actually amazed. We talked about this on air a while back. Did you watch Euphoria at all?
Yeah.
Like, did the first episode, the pilot, like Nate's dad, like put a condom on an erect penis on screen. I mean, it was distorted a little bit, but still put a condom on an erect penis. I'm like, what? Huh?
But was that his penis or was it a prosthetic penis?
Probably a prosthetic, but still. Generally, when you have male nudity on film in mainstream stuff, you can't have an erection at all.
Oh, is that the rule? You can have a flaccid dick, but no hard dick.
Right.
Things are changing, man. Even like, I feel like these shows, I mean, I love a gratuitous sex scene, but sometimes I'm like, can we just get to some content, please? Because if I want to watch porn, I'm going to go watch porn. But like, if I want to like sit down to a cinematic experience with my friend or like, you know, Cheeto, I just don't want to see like people getting railed for like 28 minutes of the 32-minute episode, you know?
Yeah. 15 tops.
Yeah. Cut it in half, people.
I mean, how long does it take you to get off? You don't need 28 minutes.
No, I like really need like 3. If I'm watching porn, I fast forward through the content to get to the fucking. And if I'm watching like TV and film, I want to like fast forward through the fucking to get to the content. It's all backwards. It's all weird.
What kind of porn are you watching?
Oh no. Ugh, are we already here? I go through phases, but there's something that's always really fascinated me about like tentacle porn. I just think it's very like intriguing. It's intriguing. I don't know. And I recently watched this episode of Working Moms. It's a show on Netflix. It's fucking hilarious. I'm not a mom, and when I first clicked on it, I was like, none of this is going to be relatable to me. But it's so funny. It's really well done. And one of the moms is talking in like she's a businesswoman, and she's like, oh yeah, talking about porn. And she's like, yeah, man, hentai, and like blah blah blah. And they're like, what? And she's like explaining hentai, and I think she's so weird. All these dudes, and I was like, oh man, is that weird? I don't know.
It's not. There's a reason it fucking sells.
That's true. Although I guess the number one search thing is like stepbrothers or stepfathers.
Yeah, everyone is into faux these days.
Yeah, possessed. Oh, I'm gonna learn so many new words today. I can already tell.
I loved it last night at the bar. You're like, oh, this is Matt. He's in the porn industry. That's not how I identify, but yeah.
Yeah, I love to introduce people, give them a little background so that everyone's like friends.
You're like, ignore the podcast he does, porn.
Yeah, I might be a little dramatic.
Oh, yeah, before you come on, you're like, I don't get talk radio. I don't get podcasting.
I hate it.
I get porn, but this whole other thing you do week in and week out, why?
It blows my mind that somebody that you don't know would listen to you talk for 2 hours. Like, why?
Well, I feel I have some entertaining stories and possibly things that are quote unquote important to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet you do. You and all the Emmys speeches this weekend.
Oh, no, I don't get political. Fuck that.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. Especially today. There's a lot of shit going down today.
Yeah, that's true. We'll just graze on by that like a fat cow.
Oh, yeah.
Grazing. Mwah.
I mean, you're from Central Illinois. That I guess you know more about cows than I do. I only know about what they look like when they go in me.
Oh, you're a strict vegetarian over here, so.
Womp womp.
I hope you mean sex and not eating.
Oh, no. I eat lots of dead flesh. All the dead flesh.
That's cool. I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
At least we can both agree to drink.
Exactly.
Cheers. Cheers. Clink. I'm actually just going to use this as my demo audio reel. Trying to get into some Foley work over here.
You're like, I'm going to get into voiceover and Foley work just on the strength of this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you want me to do some accents, you just let me know.
Matt, whatever you do not fuck up the audio on this one.
I'm actually terrible with accents. I hate it when people ask me to do them.
How often does that happen?
Well, as a working actor, occasionally. And I took like German in high school, and I spent a little bit of time in Germany, so I like to think I speak German like okay. But then as soon as someone's like, can you do a German accent? I'm like, yes, of course. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. It's like a French person shit in my mouth, and then a Chinese person ate it out with chopsticks, and that's.
I thought you were doing a Borat impression.
Yeah, see, exactly. Everything just sounds like a weird Ukrainian small Chinese woman. I don't know.
Well, that's what you are, aren't you?
Basically, yeah. For those of you who can't see. Actually, while I'm looking down at my stomach, I have this really awesome Sharpie tattoo right now because after this, I'll explain the cornrows. I'm going to my girlfriend's birthday party, and her theme is to dress like her. So she has this tattoo.
Most LA theme ever.
I mean, let's make it all about you. I love that. And I fully am competing for the prize of Taylor 2.0 right now. So she has this tattoo that says anything is possible, but like it's cute and kind of like across where her bra line would be, but I want a little more like gangster thug life and wrote it like above my belly button in like, yeah.
So what's the prize? Go take her shift at Cheetah's?
I don't know. I told her she better get a prize and she goes, oh shit, you're right. So I know there's going to be a prize. But yeah, I cornrowed my own hair. She always wears crop tops and biker shorts. And so that's what I'm rocking. And these like big hooped earrings I had to go out and buy. $3 investment right here.
Oh, I hope they don't turn your ears green.
Oh no, that's okay. I don't have anything to do the next few days. So I'm going to have Sharpie tummy and green ears. We're going to get weird.
It'll be good times. Maybe you'll just be discovered like that. They'll be walking down Hollywood Boulevard like, holy shit, check out that girl with the Sharpie tummy and the green ears.
Yeah.
We need to cast her.
I've got these like elf-like qualities anyway, like the pointy ears, pointy nose. So green, I think, would just highlight all that.
Just accentuate everything, everything you got going on.
Yeah, and I'll try to start talking really wise, right? Because elves are wise. Like the Lord of the Rings elves that are like glamorously wise.
They're just fucking old. They're the old man of fucking Tolkien.
Yeah.
They're like, get off my lawn. Get rid of that ring. They're only wives because they've been around forever.
Yeah. I feel that way. I've been in LA for 8 years. I feel like I know everything. That's not true. But a lot more than I did when I first moved out here. When I first moved out here, I met some people, of course, the first time out, just like bar hopping. And they're like, you know, I feel like people here, when you like find a newbie, you kind of want to like take them under your wing a little bit because you feel so fucking cool. Like you're like, come to Griffith Observatory. And they're like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Or like, come meet a celebrity who's like a F-list celebrity. And they think you're like the coolest person ever. But so did
you meet Mr. Belding on your first night? No shade, Dennis Haskins. No shade.
I know. I was thinking about a few names to throw out there, but I didn't want to offend anybody in this day and age.
Well, it's just because Dennis is around in like comedy shows all the time.
I know. I love Dennis too. Dennis is kind of like a mentor, actually. We do lunches like once a month, and he gives me a lot of really amazing acting advice. But back to this party that I went to in the hills, this guy told me, he's like, yeah, dress up and we'll meet up there, whatever. Well, dressing up to me as a sweet Southern recent college graduate, Southern Midwest, I wore a pink Abercrombie polo, and instead of my shorts being cut off, they were like sewn at the bottom. You know, they were like hemmed shorts, and then I wore glittery flip flops, and I was like, I'm dressed up, and they were like, oh, you're new here. And I was like, yeah, how do you know? And then they were like, what do you do out here? And I'm all like, even though I have no job, I'm like, oh, I'm an actor. And they're like, oh, are you SAG? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. How did you know? Like, I literally didn't know anything. I was so green. Like, my ears are going to be from these earrings.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Welcome to LA.
I'm just embarrassed hearing that for you.
The secondhand embarrassment is real. Yeah.
I was like, ugh, I associate with you in public, and you said that once? Oof.
It does make for a good story, though. Thank goodness.
It does. What happened the rest of the night at the party?
Well, it was also supposed to be it was a black and white party, which I didn't get the news. And I was wearing pink. So thank God one guy was like, you're the antithesis of the party. So all night I walked around being like, I'm the antithesis of the party. And people thought that was really cute and clever. Thank God. But I don't know. The first 2 years are just like a blur here. A blur because I was blacked out a lot of the time, but also just because everything is so unfamiliar. It's like so crazy. Did you feel the same way?
No, because I came here under different circumstances. Because I was in Vegas for 3 years before I came here, and I was coming into town pretty regularly, and I knew a bunch of people that lived here.
Oh, you're so lucky. I didn't know anybody. And I graduated college and just packed all my shit into my car, typed in Los Angeles to my GPS. Like, the shit is not made up. And I drove out here. And I just like posted on the internet, like, hey, need a place to stay? And I met people at bars and couch hopped. And yeah, it was an experience.
Things pretty girls can get away with, large dudes cannot.
Yeah, probably.
If I just showed up like, yo, dude, let me crash on your couch, they'd be like, no, man, nah.
I'd like to think that if you showed up at like Bronson Bar, that I would be like, all right, you get one night.
Yeah, one whole night. Woo. Yeah. That'll change my life.
You've never been to the Cameron household. You don't know what it's like.
I have, actually.
Yeah, actually, you have. You have been to mine. We're neighbors.
Yep.
I walked here.
For those of you doxing me, Cody lives in the neighborhood.
I do.
Unfortunately, guests over the years have given away like, oh, the Tommy's is nearby. So people can triangulate where we record.
Oh.
Like, fuck, I shouldn't have said I live in the neighborhood. Fuck.
No, I'm one of those people, I always post where I'm at, and I've never had a problem of like anybody. I mean, I've had like weird things happen, but nothing crazy.
What sort of weird things?
Well, like, I don't know, like, I hate to use the word fans, but you know, like people coming into like where I work or whatever and like being a little weird. But I mean, I don't feel like I've had the kind of stories that other girls have, you know, of like, I'm not like Taylor Swift or like Kendall Jenner getting my house broken into freaking every week or whatever with stalkers.
Not yet. In time.
Yeah. I can only hope. It's the goal.
Just keep getting cast on things like The Deuce and it'll happen for you.
I know. Somebody please stalk me. No, don't.
No.
We don't encourage that here.
No, we don't encourage crimes.
I have a vicious guard dog. Again, Cheeto. Cheeto, bark. Ruff. Oh, she did groan. She's more of a groan.
She's like, Mom. I did not sign up to be on mic.
Yeah. We actually have I did a web series with Cheeto called Hot Couple Cam Show because it's like a documentary, well, mockumentary style. And it's about this couple, and I get in trouble with the law for writing fake checks. But I'm confused because I'm like, how do you know if the check is real or fake? Like, I don't know, or whatever. But the judge sentences me to this new program called Pound Puppies for Probation, where they give you like a shelter dog to take care of for 30 days or however long your sentence is. And if you can take care of the dog, then that's like your good deed and you prove that you're a good citizen or whatever. So it's like the adventures of this chick over the next 30 days. And then they go to shut down the program, and like the parole officer comes to my house, and played by Jigger Ferrer. And he's like, we are shutting down the program, and we have to like burn all the evidence. So we're like euthanizing the dogs, and I have to like fight for Cheeto. And Cheeto was really amazing in it. There's a clip where she winks at the camera, and yeah, she's really cute in it. If you want to check it out, it's on YouTube.
They let you euthanize dogs on YouTube?
No, I saved her.
Well, but other dogs had to be euthanized, right?
I saved all the dogs.
All the dogs?
Spoiler alert.
But all dogs go to heaven. You just denied all those people in heaven puppies.
Oh, no. Well, now I don't know what to think.
PETA's doing the Lord's work by euthanizing all those animals.
Oh, my God. PETA doesn't euthanize animals.
Oh, yeah, they do.
What do you mean?
Oh, PETA's shelters, they euthanize a ton of animals.
This makes me sad.
Yeah, PETA's the devil.
I mean, I feel like any fanatics or whatever are always like bad, but you like to think that like some good comes out of it too.
Yeah, PETA's official stance is they would rather see animals dead than be pets. That they should just be wild.
Are you? I feel like I need to Google this right now.
Oh, I was actually, this was a topic of conversation at the other bar I was at last night.
Where else were you at last night?
I was at Elbow Room.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Damn it! It's like the third time you've told me. I love that place, by the way. Free publicity. Love that place.
So we have an article. Let's see.
Yeah, but who's it from? Like naturalnews.com or like some...
Or how about this? www.peta.org/blog/euthanize. Why we euthanize PETA.
What? This is some bogus shit right now.
Right there. Right there.
That's what I think about that. Well, I'm gonna do my due diligence research later, but that's lame.
Yeah.
I'm actually pet sitting right now, and I have 3 tiny dogs at my place and a cat, and then I'm going over to a friend's house to watch their other 2 cats like during the day. There's a lot of animals.
Oh, here's one from the Washington Post.
Mercy killings. Ugh.
Yep. PETA is the devil.
Now I just want to go buy a ranch and just get them all and let them all just run free.
You're like, no one will eat you or murder you here.
Yeah, you get all the pets, all the pettings, all the kisses.
Unless they're delicious, then.
Once they die of natural causes, Matt, then you can eat them.
Who wants natural cause? No.
You think you could taste the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
The fear makes it sweet.
Oh my God, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up.
Did you ever hear the story about me killing a pig? Well, attempting to kill a pig in Cuba?
No, I have not heard this story.
So, when I was in Havana 2017? Yeah, I was in Havana in 2017. Our Airbnb hosts wanted to thank us for taking new pictures of their house. Because the professional photographers that were there with me took brand new photos because it did not do the house justice what was on Airbnb.
Oh.
And to thank us, they were like, we're going to do a pig roast for you guys. So I wake up Sunday morning, and there's a live pig in the courtyard.
Wow.
And I tried to be cool with the pig. I tried to pet it, be like, we're going to be friends. That pig did not want to be friends.
It knew what you were thinking.
Hey, I was thinking if it was cool, I might pardon it.
No, you weren't.
I was a little hungover. I mean...
I really want a pet pig.
Yeah,
not that one, though. I'm sure you ate it.
Yeah, I stabbed it a few times.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they're like, do you want the honor of killing the pig? Yeah, what I regret the most about that situation, I don't regret killing the pig. Because honestly, I feel if you're going to eat meat, it should not just be neatly shrink wrapped so you can ignore where it came from.
Right. I can agree with that.
So if I'd be a complete hypocrite, like, I'm going to eat the fuck out of you, but I'm not willing to see how the bacon's made.
Yeah.
Or
no, that's
do it
dumb.
myself.
That's some ignorant shit right there.
What does bum me out is I've never killed an animal in my life. So they didn't really instruct me on the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
That pig did not go quietly into the night,
Oh my
unfortunately.
God.
That bummed me out.
Yeah. But couldn't you like feel it's like life, like it's life leaving its body?
Oh, it bled all over the place.
Oh, good. Ugh.
It screamed and bled everywhere.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You're like, I didn't know you were going to bring me over here to traumatize me.
I
Matt.
know. Ugh.
Actually, one of my good friends unfriended me on Facebook over that.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe people are sensitive. I did a horror film that's coming out pretty soon. Where
The best segue.
I haven't a segue to make it about me. Yeah.
As it should be. This is about you.
And I haven't seen the footage yet, but in it, I die in like a gas chamber type thing, and my face gets melted off. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like. I think it comes out like mid-November.
What's it being released on?
I think it's straight to DVD. It was called Handy Dandy, and now I think it's called Devil's Juncture Handy Dandy's Revenge. But there's puppets, and it was filmed in Detroit, and it was a real treat. So,
Handy Dandy sounds like it should be a porn.
yeah, no, there were lots of jokes like that on set. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm so original. God damn it.
It was fun though because I'm the chick that usually does like the sex. I'm like, the hot one that gets murdered first or like has the sex scene and dies topless or whatever. And my boyfriend in the film had never done any sort of like sexual scene before, and so it was his first, and so I felt very honored to be his first.
How many times have you died on screen?
So many times. I need to make like a montage of me dying. Yeah, quite a bit.
Is it weird to watch yourself die on screen?
I don't think it's weird. Maybe it would be like if like a certain type of way, but everything I've seen so far hasn't been weird. But I have heard from other people in the Neon Demon, it's a very realistic morgue scene, and then like Jenna Malone like reveals my body, and I'm all like blue and whatever, and there's like a prosthetic where I'd been like cut open for a autopsy. And yeah, I had some friends text me that'd be like, that was very disturbing. And actually so weird. My stepmom had told my stepsister that when she went to a psychic that she had seen me in a morgue, this like vision of me in a morgue like that year or whatever. And so it was like this whole fucking weird thing where she's like, oh, the vision finally came true, but it was like in a movie. I guess she'd been like freaking out about it for like years that I was like gonna die that year or something.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I had no clue you were in the Neon Demon. I've seen that movie.
Really?
I saw it in theaters. Like, I went to the ArcLight for the Q&A screening.
Oh, no way. Huh. I was at the premiere. I don't think it's the same thing.
No, it wasn't. Like,
Okay.
because this was to the public, like no carpet or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But they had a Q&A with the director, and
Yeah.
I think Keanu was there too.
I love Keanu Reeves so much. He was like my childhood crush. I fell in love with him. People always guess The Matrix. And I'm like, no. The Replacements. Where he's just like this all-American, like underdog football player.
Living on a boat.
Yes. Yeah, scraping off barnacles or whatever the fuck you do. And like, there's like the slutty cheerleader. And I was like, I was born to be that slutty cheerleader.
So did you give him a go when you're on set?
No, we weren't there on the same day. And then I kind of like walked the red carpet like behind him. But that was my first big thing I'd ever done. I mean, it's such a small part in a big thing, but first big thing I'd done. And I was so shy. Like, I didn't even know. I almost didn't walk the red carpet. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just a dead body. And they're like, no, go. You're part of the movie. And the movie wouldn't be the same without you. And it's this really iconic, hopefully, kind of cult classic scene. And obviously I had to audition for it and like beat a bunch of other hot, naked, dead chicks out, to play the role. So I don't know. We filmed it. I mean, that scene, it's pretty long. Like, I think it's like a 4-minute scene of like, cut with me in it. And so there's a lot of like stillness that was interesting to try to do, especially when like someone's spitting in your mouth or like spitting on your nipples. And like the director is obviously saying like, spit more, like try to make the like the stream come and, trying to get like everything perfect. And you're just sitting there like, don't move a muscle.
What was the casting process for playing a naked corpse?
So they had me come into a casting office in a bikini, and they just asked me some questions like gauge your personality, and then they had me lay down on the floor and like play dead while they like fucked with me, like picked up my arm or like tried to tickle me or like blow in my face and stuff like that. Yeah.
Some casting director definitely jerked off to that later.
I mean, totally. But it's really interesting because I guess they were going like the way it's cut, right? They want like me to kind of mimic Elle Fanning, and she's like a lot younger than I am. But they wanted this like, I'm pretty thin and pale, and like they really wanted this kind of like little girl body or whatever. So I don't know. It's just really interesting when people start describing like what they were looking for exactly, and you're like, oh, yeah, I am that. So that's cool. Like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, I'm a tiny pale girl. Pick me.
Yeah. I want to be dead on screen. Yay. Make my mom and dad proud.
You're like, look at my acting range. I'm dead. I'm dead there. I'm dead there. I'm dead there. I'm dead there.
Yeah. I actually, I do a lot of like, again, like sex scenes or even, I don't know, graphic murder scenes. And I forget that, because we live in this Hollywood bubble. But again, I'm from like really conservative Bible Belt, foot washing Baptist, Southern Illinois. And I don't know. I always get excited anytime I do something. I'm like, oh yeah, watch it, Dad. Watch it, Mom. And then they're like, yeah, we saw your 5-minute long sex scene. Like, cool. I'm like, it is cool, isn't it? I think maybe it's weird. I don't know.
You're like, Mom, stepdad, don't worry. That's acting. I don't fuck like that in real life. It's much more boring in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just like, yep, it's totally more boring in real life. Yep. I'm still a virgin, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, exactly. No one believes that.
I only pretend to have sex.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
Like, this just got uncomfortable.
Thanks, Hollywood, for continuing to give me a job.
Right? It's pretty nice of them, even if you're just getting murdered all the time.
Yeah. It's so crazy, though. Like, even now, so I have all this, in Hollywood, they want to see, like, your headshots, your reel, and a lot of times they're asking you to play something that you don't necessarily have footage for. But I obviously have the, like, naked dead girl thing down. And still, I will have, like, I just had the show be like, oh, yeah, they sent a whole scene, like a 5-page scene for me to memorize and act out to then play just a dead person. And I was like, I literally have footage of me already doing this. Can we not just go off of this? And no, they wanted the whole scene. And I was like, that's crazy. Like the shit they ask us to do sometimes.
I think they just want you to jump through fucking hoops to see if you'll jump through the fucking hoops.
I know. And like, I hate to talk shit about casting, but like, because I'm so grateful, obviously. I'm so grateful for any jobs that I get. But I don't know, sometimes you're just, as the actor, I don't see the big picture. So I don't know, maybe they're asking all this for some grandiose reason. But I'm just like, come on, man, just look at the footage. Just either hire me or don't hire me.
Right? I'm the dead girl for you. Don't have to look anywhere else.
Best damn dead girl in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure they wrote an article about me in like Vice or something. So, just fucking hire me.
You should have your agent just bill you as that, like, she's the best damn dead girl in Hollywood.
I hired a publicist for a month once, which was a whole nother story that I won't get into. But that was kind of his peg. He's like, oh, if you need somebody like hot, naked, and funny, go to Cody. And I was like, I was actually trying to branch out from the whole like naked thing. Could we just do like even the hot thing? Can I just be like funny and layered and deep? And everyone's just like, no, we don't really see you that way. I'm like, okay, cool. Well,
thanks, Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. These cornrows now, though, and like the hoop earrings are really making me feel like really empowered, though. Like, one, I'm ready to go play some fucking basketball and then like spit on a bitch. I don't know.
Just don't punch me in the head.
I will not punch you in the head.
Like the throat. Right in the throat.
Yeah. That's really what I'm aiming for.
Just throat punching.
Yeah. Oh, look at you with the sound effects, too.
Yeah. I'm a little talented. Not much, but
That's how I introduced you last night. You didn't hear that part. He's only a little talented.
I did miss that part, but I would have gladly been like, yeah, she's 100% accurate there. You missed the whole conversation of your buddy you introduced me to being like, so how do I do porn? I'm like, don't you want to be a mainstream actor? So can I do porn with hiding my face? I'm like, technically, yes.
That's what all the Craigslist ads say. Come do a scene. We'll hide your face. You can be 100% anonymous. It's never that way.
Word of advice. If anyone is trying to hire you for porn on Craigslist, don't do it. Period. No one who is reputable is hiring on Craigslist.
I don't know. I actually booked an Adult Swim commercial off Craigslist.
Yeah, that's not porn.
It's not.
I'm not saying there aren't credible castings on Craigslist. There is no credible porn castings on Craigslist.
Okay. Well, you definitely are probably more knowledgeable about that, about the porn side of Craigslist. But when I first moved out here and didn't know anybody, that's all. I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I just booked jobs on Craigslist or like Model Mayhem or any sort of like website that I could figure out because I didn't know anybody in person. So, I mean, I did more normal things like bartend fantasy football parties. And then I had weird requests that I didn't do, like pee on somebody, which I heard you might be interested in.
I'm not necessarily interested in, but I'm going to do it for the entertainment of my listeners.
Oh, it's been decided?
Well, unless the vote wildly swings in the next day.
Oh, my God.
I checked last night, it's like 70-something% voting yes.
Oh, is this going to take place in here, like in the shower?
Bathtub.
Bathtub, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a fantasy girl in mind?
Oh, no, it's a specific girl who wanted to pee on me.
Oh, okay. And then, like, do we know, like, the surface area of this pissing happenings?
The bathtub?
No, your surface area. Like,
oh.
Where on you? Donde?
I don't know.
Okay. I feel like that's probably an important thing to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the most comedic effect would just like be like her above my head, like just in between her legs and just right.
Oh, that didn't even. I pictured you laying down and more of her like straddling you, kind of in the middle, so where it'd be like your belly button would be centered, sort of thing.
I mean, that works too, but I think it would just be really comical to just maybe standing under like, you can't do that on television. About to get slimed.
Yeah. I think the most shocking thing for me would be like the warmth of it. You know, I feel like, I don't know.
I've never been peed on, so this will be a first.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's not like it's poison. It's not going to kill me.
No. And I mean, I clean up Cheetos pee all the time, and sometimes it gets on my hand. Like, it's not a big deal.
Well, and the thing about it is I will happily have period sex.
I was just going to go, or like eat a girl out. And then obviously there's, you know, all sorts of juices. So, who cares?
Yeah, like, who cares? I mean, it's thankfully a very attractive woman who's going to be peeing on me.
Yeah. Ooh, imagine if it wasn't.
Well, then I probably wouldn't have agreed to the poll.
Imagine if it was like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have agreed to that.
I'm going to pee on you.
That is,
good accents.
That is the absolute hypocrisy of it. Like, oh yeah, if you weren't hot, I wouldn't have agreed to this.
I hope she eats a lot of like asparagus and broccoli before she does it.
That's what everyone hopes for.
Really?
Except me, obviously.
Yeah. You're like, pineapples, babe, pineapples.
Right? Let me take you out for a vegan pineapple dinner before we do this.
I also heard if you drink a lot of margaritas that your vagina tastes like margaritas. So, I don't know. Maybe pregame a little bit.
It's a fiesta on my head.
Yeah, have some chips and dip afterward. Not that, like, in the same vicinity. Like, you come in here and then you eat chips and dip. Not, like, in the bathroom. So,
make it super weird.
Yeah, there's, like, the toilet seat bowl's, like, down, right? And then there's chips and dip just sitting on top.
I'm just reaching out the top, be like, chips.
Yeah.
Salty and salty.
Yeah. Yes.
The look on your face is so good.
I got in this Uber when I was coming back from San Francisco this weekend, and it smelled like ball cheese, if that makes sense. Like when you haven't showered for a little bit, and then I just don't know how to describe it other than just like cheesy, but like, it was so gross. And the rides to the airport are always so long, no matter what fucking city you're in. And I was just like counting down, and I like rolled down the window, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I had Cheeto, and he was like, oh, is that dog for anxiety? And I was like, yep, lots of anxiety right now, lots of anxiety.
It should have been like, dude, how long has your shift been? Like, when was the last time you went home?
Like, how do you not notice if literally your job is the service of allowing people into your car? Why would you not think to make your car smell good? Like, it was kind of dirty anyway, and then I don't know, it just.
Because there's no barrier of entry to that job.
I know. But
If you have a pulse and a driver's license and a car, they'll let you drive.
But some sort of like self-respect or like pride for your job. People here don't have any pride for their work.
Well, no, because everyone's an impoverished actor. They're not actually, the job that they're actually doing is not their career.
Well, I am a very poor actor, but I still, poor as in monetarily, not as in talent-wise. And
Best damn dead girl in Hollywood.
and I will always whip my tits out for $200. I am a great bartender, and I take a lot of pride in my bartending. Why can't everyone else just take pride in their second job?
Real quick, I'll whip my tits out for 100. Don't go to Cody.
Fair.
Just sorry, I had to undercut
But
you.
are
there.
yours freshly plucked of all the random hairs?
Oh, no, they're hairy as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
they're hairy.
So hairless, come here. If you want fuzz.
It's a little more than fuzz. I mean, I'm getting old. It's like gray body hair now.
Ooh. Salt and pepper.
I know it's depressing. But I didn't mean to derail you on you selling your boobs.
I think I was done. No, I was done. Cheesy car smells. I don't know.
So where do you envision your career going? Like, where do you want to take it to?
My goal would be to be a series regular on a half-hour comedy dramedy. I feel like the perfect role would kind of be Cece on New Girl. So for a while, I thought I was like the leading lady, and now I've kind of settled into like I like being like the co-star, like the second in command.
You're like, I want to be second or third on the call sheet.
Yeah, because there's so much less pressure, and like the main character always has to carry so much storyline, and that to me, like I love being the person that just pops in and says something funny, but I want something more than that. So, yeah, like the hot best friend, or like the dorky best friend, or the dorky girlfriend, or like whatever, something like that, or I kind of switched into the whole like badass thing. So I ride a Harley, and I do stunts, and I do fight choreography, and I would love to do something like that that's super like action based and like badass. But again, there's like a lot of pressure when it comes to that stuff. So like lazy me is like, I just want to be like the hot best friend who says funny shit sometimes. And then when I'm feeling like real motivated and like when I'm at the gym, I'm like, I'm gonna be a Marvel superhero, So that's where I'm at. And I think I'm close. I've been in LA, like 8 years, and then really doing the acting thing for 5. I've spent, this is what I always tell people, I'm like, I've spent tens of $1,000s on acting classes. I'm pretty sure I can do more than just like whip my tits out and like scream, Somebody give me a chance.
I mean, I haven't taken a single day of acting classes. I could do that.
Yeah. But I'm working on a lot of projects right now that are more than just that. This movie right now we're in reshoots. It's called Girl Lost 2. It's the sequel to Girl Lost 1. There's no 1 in it, but Girl Lost. You can watch the first one on Amazon. It was #1 on Amazon for like a month. It was super popular, and it's a female writer, director, producer. Her name is Robin Bain. She's such a fucking badass. I love working for other females. The vibe on set is so much different than like an all male energy, which is what tends to happen. And yeah, I play this chick who kind of runs like a sex ring and lures in younger girls and manipulates them. And she's very layered and dark. But you sympathize with her because she comes from like, she grew up in a similar thing and like, got herself out of it and made it to Hollywood. And now she's getting older. And so you like kind of see all that unravel in the film. And I'm really excited about that. So yeah, there's definitely projects going on where I get to shine a little bit more. So.
And you're #2 in that one too.
I am. I'm #2. Yeah. Really close. Yeah. It's fucking great.
Hopefully you'll get that fucking breakthrough role. And
I know. Well, actually I have the biggest project I've ever done is coming out, in like 2 weeks, but I'm not allowed to say anything about it. But that could really be a really awesome push. It'll definitely garner a little bit of publicity, I guess, or whatever. So a little bit of add a credential or whatever.
it's not Hex, is it?
Are you looking at my IMDb right now?
I am.
No, it's not the Hex. That was a fun one though. I was a topless skydiver.
So how many movies do you keep your top on and remain alive?
Did I die in that one? I can't remember if I think I lived through that one, but I would say 60-40, 60 being the death. Dying in 60 of them. Yeah. But now again, like I feel like I'm a lot more like that was earlier in my career. Now I'm a little bit more valued, so people want to keep me alive, throw me in a sequel, you know.
So do you have any desire to do your own stuff, do more web series, shit like that?
So I actually had my first production meeting today for a short that I wrote. Cause you know, Hollywood's all about like, oh, if you don't wait for the casting directors, don't wait for the keepers of the gate to let you in, just create your own content. Everyone, create your own content. It's like fucking parrots running around, yapping at you about that.
I mean,
you are.
Here I am creating my own content.
Your own content.
And have been for years. So
yeah. So yeah, I wrote this little thing about a chick on a motorcycle because that is inherent. That's so me, and it's so a part of me. And I have got to stunt double for Girls on Bikes. But as far as there being like a project out there about a protagonist female motorcycle rider, it doesn't really exist. But look at how successful Sons of Anarchy is, and the Mayans, or you know, there's just a lot of like badass dude stuff out there. And coming is like this past year has been so much like badass female characters, right? Everybody wants to do that, and so yeah, just there needs to be chicks on bikes.
With the badass female characters, I just hope that Hollywood handles them a little better going forward.
What do you mean, like not making them wear like slutty costumes kind of thing?
Slutty costumes, or I did not care for Wonder Woman at all.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Gal Gadot's performance in it. It was, the movie itself was just totally horrible, bad writing. And then what did fucking bother me in the third act was she found strength when her love interest died.
Right.
Like, this is Wonder Woman. She don't need no fucking man.
Yeah. What is that test that you have to pass? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I should know the actual name of this.
Like Herschel test or something. But
Bush,
yeah. But camel? No, that's a sauce. Bechamel?
Yeah, I like bechamel.
Or is that the creamy sauce that goes on things? Bechamel. The camel? I don't know.
God damn it.
But no, I mean that's such a bummer when you do have a strong female character, and then it's like
the Bechdel test. Bechdel.
Oh yeah, I think Bechdel.
The Bechdel-Wallace test.
Yeah, which do you want to explain that?
So it asks working a feature of at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man.
Which you think like, well, yeah, that happens all the time, right? And then you start watching shit, and you're like, fuck, everything is super motivated by a dude. It's crazy.
And come on, we all know in real life, women are much more motivated by shoes and handbags.
Oh, ding.
There goes the hate mail.
Yeah, I'm about to show you some of that bikeography I know.
Throat punching. No, but it's silly. Even in your female protagonists, that still that they're not passing the fucking test.
Yeah.
Or Wonder Woman, to a degree, it definitely had some scenes where they did not talk about men. But it didn't pass it through the whole movie.
Right.
And just, oh my God, he died. Oh, now I have the strength to defeat the man I've been trained to defeating since I was born. The fuck?
The fuck? Yeah. Yeah, we can do better. So yeah, I had a production meeting today, and I gave him my budget, and my friend was like, we could probably make that work. I don't know. I just, it's so different. Like I walk onto a set like the Deuce, right? And there's like 10 people for every one little job. It seems like there's like 50 people on set. And,
yay, unions.
yeah. And everything runs so smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. And then I go to, like an indie set where I'm an actor, and also I'm like, oh, there's no AD here. So actually, do you guys mind if I also AD, because everything's taking forever, and then you get involved and you're wearing all the different hats, as they say, and so to be the writer, director, producer, actor, and the AD and crafty and do all the things is a little bit intimidating, especially with my own money. I want to pay for it. And I don't want to pay for it myself, but that's my plan. I don't want to ask all the favors. Like, I'm going to pay my actors and I'm going to pay my friend for using his camera equipment and stuff. And that was something that was like really important to me. Cause when people ask you to do things for free and that's what you do for a living, it starts to like, I don't know. I want people's art to be, I just want to show that it's worthy of what, you know what I mean?
No, I totally get it. And it's one of those things where your time's fucking valuable.
Yeah.
And with it, as expensive as this town is, like, I'd love to help out my friends, especially when starting podcasts, but it's like, hey man, I have my own production. I have a bunch of other gigs. I can't take fucking 8 hours out of my day to record you and edit your stuff for you free of charge.
Yeah.
I'll do it at a deep discount. I'll do it at a friend rate, but I still got to make something on this.
Yeah. And what people don't understand, like, so as an actor, for example, is now you want me to work one day, so 8 hours, like, okay, which is normally probably 12. That means
Or 16.
Yeah. That means now I'm spending time learning lines. I'm spending time finding costuming because I'm guessing that's not happening. You know what I mean? You just all this time other than the actual day where you're actually doing it that you're spending for them.
And depending on where the location is, you may be commuting clear across fucking LA.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes people will be like, oh, will you do this favor for me? And I'm like, yeah. And I shot this thing last week for like way under what I would normally charge. And it was in Riverside for 2 days. And I was like, oh my God. I hate being in a car and my bike's in the shop right now. And so actually I just bought a Mustang though, and I really love it. I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. I got Invisalign and bought a Mustang like in the same month. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And even parking, like if you're shooting downtown, well, be prepared to spend $20 on parking.
Right, or have to redline it downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that.
What's a red line?
Like, public transportation? Am I a peasant? How dare you suggest that, Matt?
I take the train to the Dodgers games. Go Dodgers.
It's absolutely crazy when people, especially on the acting end, will just be like, hey, do you want exposure?
Yeah. Well, because people have this idea that just anyone can do it, right? And then you put a camera in their face and you're like, oh shit, this is actually hard. When I first started acting, I got in my first acting class. And my coach was just like, I can't do anything with you. He's like, you're fucking terrible. And I came from the modeling world. And I'm burping from the champagne and the broccoli I had earlier. Came from the modeling world, super classy. And so I got up in front of the class. All he wanted me to do was like an introduction that he'd like written out or that I had written out. So I was like, hi, my name's Cody. How are you today? And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm acting. And he was like, no, you're not. And I was like posing. And you
read that like it was a 1-900 number late night.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cody.
Yeah, because
you should call me.
Yeah. Call me for a good time.
Right. That was your delivery right there.
Yeah. And, I came from the Playboy world. And so then everything that I've been trained for 4 years was just make it sexual, I guess. Even though I couldn't have told you that I think that was like what I'd been brainwashed as or whatever. Not to be yourself, to be like the sexy version of you. And so even I would get normal commercial auditions and right now I would be like doing like this or something. And they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, wouldn't you caress the mic? And they're like, no.
No, that makes mic bumping noises. That's horrible.
Yep, you're welcome. I spent a lot of money in acting classes to break myself of all those habits. But yeah, like as an actor, people just think, oh, anyone can do it. But then you get somebody who like a camera guy. I feel like people are like, oh, well, we got to pay the camera guy. I'm like, it's a skill set, but like, so is fucking acting, you assholes.
Yeah, it's like, it's not just being pretty. In my very limited acting experience, like I've only acted in porns. But it's a rough job.
Yeah.
I 100%, like I'm an okay actor. Like I'm not fucking anything. It will take multiple takes before I like actually get in the rhythm and like get comfortable with being on camera.
Yeah.
Because it's not something I do all the time. Like something like this where I'm just being me and talking, no problem. But it's like, oh, I gotta actually like think about what I'm saying and remember fucking lines.
Yeah, using somebody else's words but your own feelings. So like, yeah, a scene I just did was about this chick is, first of all, she's lying to this girl that the girl's dad molested her as a kid. So she's lying about it, but she is telling about something that did happen to her. She's just saying it was this girl's dad. So that's already so layered. And so you're trying to think of something in your own experience where something like that happened to you or made you feel that way so that you can emote that. But then also in the back of your head knowing that you're lying about it. And then also while, for continuity, you're trying to do the same actions every time through a 4-page scene while like, it's fucked up. And then while that's in your head, you just have to react to what the other actor is doing. Because sometimes like I had thought she would go one way. Maybe she'd be more emotional or maybe she'd get angry where she took it sad. And I was like, well, that's not what I was expecting. And now I'm reacting to that. And you're like, everything I've practiced, quote unquote, is just out the window. And it's just fucking crazy. And I love it. That's why I love it. But for people to just, think that what you do has no value or it's a hobby. I mean, I go to auditions all the time where people are like, oh, like half the girls didn't show up because of them. It's just like, oh, it's acting, like it's a hobby. And like I eat, sleep, and fucking breathe this. This is what I love to do. And I take it seriously and I respect it. And I like to think that it respects me. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, and that's the right way to do it. Honestly, in this town, I think showing up and being serious about whatever you're doing gets you just ahead of half the crowd in the first place.
Yeah.
Because so many people are just playing at this shit.
Yeah. Well, even, like making a commit, like part of acting is like making really strong choices and committing to it. And sometimes they ask you to do really stupid things. Like I like playing a demon, like a possessed demon. Like when you actually break that down and think about it, I'm going to go walk into a room of strangers that I've never met before. And now I'm going to do these weird like noises and movements that maybe nobody else fucking did. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the 10 girls before me did. And you really just like lay it out on the table, and sometimes you get really fucking weird and really vulnerable and really raw. And you just have to be okay with that,
What's the best feedback you've ever gotten from a casting director on like weird choices?
Well, it was a scene where, kind of like a similar what I'm talking about, like manipulative, like the girl's like trying to take advantage of a younger girl, and it was so creepy. I guess a creepy scene, like sexually predatory creepy scene. She said it was so fucking creepy. Like she had her hands over her mouth the whole time. And like she looked so concerned, like she was gonna stand up and like say stop the scene. Like that's how uncomfortable she felt. And there were 4 people in the room and they were all just like that. And I like when the scene was done, I turned around to all of them and they all kind of just didn't say anything. And then they were just like, okay, that was really good. Thank you. And I like walked out of the room like mortified because I was like, what the fuck? And then later learned they were like, we were just speechless because it was so spot on and it was so creepy and that's the way it was written. And I was like, oh, I am a great sexual predator. So proud of myself.
We all know that.
Yeah. But so I was more of the younger, like high school, college when I first moved out here. And now I'm older, I'm 30. And so I am playing like more of like a madam role or like, Angelina Jolie is no longer like the young Laura Tomb Raider. Now she's Maleficent or whatever, So these, instead of being like the lamb, right, being the one preyed on, I get to do the praying. And that's fucking exciting for me. It feels like growth.
Like, that's right. I'm the boss bitch now.
Yeah.
So did you book that role?
I did.
Nice.
I did. Yeah. I've never booked an exorcist demon role though. Which is like another thing is like whatever, being pretty. Again, people assume that you are just that and that you can't branch out and be a character actor or be like, or that you'll be okay being like ugly.
No. Once you go full ugly, that's when you get your Oscar.
Yeah. I love Charlize Theron and I'm like waiting for my monster moment, which I guess taking my own advice, I should just fucking write it and do it. Cause she, someone just told me like the story of how that happened is she got a hold of that script and was like, I want to do this after she had played the villain's hot girlfriend. And she played all those roles and she's like, I've got Hollywood figured out in that way. She's like, I want to do something more. And no one would hire her to do it. So she's like, well, I'm going to produce this myself. And everyone was like, are you sure? And then obviously she fucking killed it. Literally killed in it.
She did. And she deserved the fucking award.
I do actually, speaking of compliments, because I am so like free and really comfortable on set and with my body and being naked and coming from the Playboy world or whatever, and because I've done a lot of sex scenes on TV and films and a lot of other people haven't. I love that compliment when people are like, okay, they're kind of dancing around it, like, all right, well, now we're going to do this scene and we want to make sure everyone's comfortable and like, you know, just take off your robe whenever you're ready. And I'm like, woo, like naked, like, let's do it. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. And one, I love like making the other actor feel comfortable. And then like, once they see how like I'm having fun, then it gives them permission to have fun. Like the guy can't really take the lead anymore, right? Like the girl kind of has to do it. And if it's a male, like kind of the female actor basically has to take the lead. But if you have somebody who's shy and who's never done it before, it's really hard, the chemistry. So like, I don't know.
It's like fucking a virgin in real life.
Yeah. So like sometimes the first take of like whatever sex scene we're shooting, and when like everyone in the room is just like, wow, like that was great. You know, that like way exceeded our expectations. Or like, again, people don't think I can act because I'm just doing a sex scene. And then they see like, oh, wow, like you're actually like really talented. And was like, thank you. I mean, it's kind of a backhanded insult because should have just believed in the first place. But like, yeah, that's always really nice to hear.
Like, why was I booked if I wasn't talented, motherfucker?
Ah!
Flip table.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is really weird. I've done sex scenes with people like bigger celebrities and then like seen them out and like said hi and they don't remember me. And then I'm like, remember we did that sex scene and the one thing? And they're like, oh, because, you know, if you think of a show like Californication, right? I mean, how many girls, you know, they just have day players on there, girls that come in for the day and they're in like a sex scene and then they're done. I mean, you can't, I mean, I would imagine it's hard to remember everybody. So.
Did you have a sex scene with David Duchovny?
I didn't. I've met him and he's very charming and sweet, but no sex scenes with him yet. David, call me.
What was that old pop song, David Duchovny, Why Won't You Love Me?
Oh, I don't know, but that's funny.
That's an actual song. Yeah, I can imagine, you know, especially some of these celebrities meet a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. I mean, we meet a lot of people. Like, people come in just even from the bar. Like, people be like, oh, you don't remember blah, blah, blah. And I usually remember people's drinks. But, I mean, on a really busy night, especially if I'm hammered, not that I bartend drunk or anything, but, you know, it's hard to remember everybody. Especially because, like, I hate to say it, but some people are just, like, not that memorable.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, everyone's great, but...
Don't lie to my audience.
There's, like, this one type of guy that I have a really hard time remembering. Like, you know, people are like, ugh. Like, people are like, oh, all white blonde girls look the same. Or like, oh, all, like, Asian people look the same. To me, it's like, I call it, like, a Huck Finn. And it's just kind of like an average-looking white guy with, like, brown hair. And there's really, like, nothing... like descriptive. If you like, if he murdered someone and you were trying to like recall what he looked like, and the sketch artist was like, "You're giving me nothing." Like that, I can't sort them out. Like they all look the same to me.
I think I fell into that category because we met and then I was in Bronson and neither one of us remembered each other at first. You're like, because Vance introduced us at one point, and then I was in Bronson. Shout out to Steve Vance, who's previously done the show. I was in Bronson one night, and you were bartending. I think I was wearing an Exit Chicago shirt. And you're like, I'm from Chicago. I'm like, oh, me too. And then talking from my like, wait a minute, aren't you Vance's friend? She's like, yeah. Yeah, we totally just didn't remember each other.
Well, also, we've always probably been like drinking a lot, so you got to factor that in.
I've never drank in my life.
Oh my God.
Like,
That's obviously tea.
It's just a prop. Just a prop. I've never drank in my life.
And I'm a virgin, so cool. Glad we got those bases covered.
So when are you looking to lose that?
We're actually going to auction that off. That's the next part of the show.
Well, it's going to be a vote on Twitter on who's good to deflower Cody.
Oh my God, deflower.
Was it not that classy? Was it not a deflowering moment for you?
Oh my God, I lost my virginity in a dorm room. So, no, on a bunk bed. Like, it was not cute.
Was dude's roommate home?
Not at that time, but I mean, yeah, I went to high school at like a boarding school. And so if you ever wanted to hang out with a boy privately, like you just had to like sneak into the dorms, which you could get suspended for, which I did get suspended, which is always really fun to write on your college applications. Like, oh, when they're like, have you ever been suspended? I'm like, yes. And they're like, why? I'm like, for having a boy in my room, even though I was 18. So yeah, it was like 3 a.m, and we like got caught or whatever. It was like the stupidest thing too. It wasn't even supposed to be like a sexy, crazy party thing. It was just like we were bored. And so our internet shut off at 2. The high school I went to is fucking crazy. Our internet shuts off at 1 a.m. and starts back up at 6 because it's like a nerd high school. So all the like they had a problem with gamers like staying up all night playing video games. So they're like, we have to regulate this. We're going to shut the internet off so people will sleep, which really sucks if you're trying to get your homework done and then your internet shuts off at 1 a.m. This is like before, like you didn't just have your smartphone, you know? It was like, I don't know. I'm not that old, but it was kind of before you had room phones. I don't know. You still had cell phones, but you couldn't get the internet easily. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. So they like these guys like came over and it was snowing. And so the security guard making the rounds just followed their footprints from like the boys' dorm into the girls' dorm and was like, So yeah, they called my parents and my dad was like, he was like, why am I getting woke up in the middle of the night? And like, your daughter is getting suspended. And he's like, why? He goes, were there drugs in the room? And they're like, goodness, no. And like, was there drinking? No. Was she naked? No. And he's like, I don't care. And then hung up the phone. He's like, she's 18 years old. She can fucking figure it out. It was crazy, but I got suspended for a week. So.
But if you live there, where do they send you when you're suspended? So
you have to leave campus, and most people's parents would just come get them. But because I lived 6 hours away from home, it was like a boarding school like up by Chicago, and I'm from the South. My parents were going to come get me. And so the school, it was like the first time that ever happened. And they're like, we don't know what to do. And I was like, well, I'll just take a train to Chicago. I'm ready to go fucking party. I'm like, woo, week off school. Like, this is great. And they were like, no, we're definitely going to have an adult sign you out. And so I don't really remember. I wish I could remember exactly how it happened. But somebody's mom volunteered to take me. And this kid's mom took me and like was amazing. She like taught me how to knit scarves. And she had 2 younger daughters. And I just like hung out with them all week and had like homemade food.
So you were a bad influence on her 2 daughters?
No, it was delightful. But probably.
Delightful.
Yeah. But it was like the best suspension ever because, you know, normally at school you're like eating cafeteria food and it's such a bummer. And like, yeah, it was great. No regrets.
How did you end up in a boarding school anyways?
So I applied. It's the Illinois Math and Science Academy. So,
Nerd!
I know. Nerd alert. Why couldn't I have gotten pigeonholed as a nerd? I don't know. I guess I could just put on some glasses and then cut my hair.
Tape your tits down.
Yeah, I'm wearing a sports bra right now. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of cat hair on me too. That probably helps. Yeah.
You shouldn't have done the Invisalign if you were trying to go for the nerd.
Oh, yeah. Just get the real braces.
Get the real braces. You can't have a perfect smile as a nerd.
Yeah. Ugh. I was such a nerd in high school, though. I had glasses and braces and really bad acne. And not even just the acne on your face, but like the chest knee and back knee kind of thing. And I was like so awkward because I was like really skinny and then I gained weight and I was just, I have frizzy hair like I do now, but you can't tell. But yeah, Illinois Math and Science Academy. It was amazing. I'm really glad I went. And yeah, I was just bored at a regular high school and wanted to go to a smart school, I guess. I don't know.
You're like, I'm mad smart, yo. Not just a pretty package.
Yeah, pretty package. That's a good alliteration.
It is. It is. So you got kicked out for a fucking week.
Yeah, I got kicked out. I don't know. I never got suspended from college, though. I guess that's good.
Did they suspend people in college?
I don't know. I guess they would just kick you out.
Like, I mean, I never went to college a day in my life.
Uh-huh.
But if I was going to college, like, we're suspending you, like, fuck you, I'm paying you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Like, I want a week's worth of tuition back.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm paying for this fucking service.
I think they would just kick you out. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I think they would just kick you out. Well, because why would they suspend you? It's not like...
Yeah, why would they suspend you for something that wouldn't get you kicked out?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Because it's not the petty bullshit like that gets you suspended in high school. I got suspended my first day of senior year for smoking on campus.
So you a cigarette?
Yep.
Shut up.
Because I was a degenerate.
of course.
Uh.
Well, I don't even want to breach this topic, but I'm so fascinated by, I see like some articles floating around Facebook or whatever about kids vaping in high school now and how that's like such a big deal. How like, it was an article about how they're taking the stall doors off in the boys' room because kids are vaping. And I'm like, is that really what we're like concerned about? Does it matter? I don't know.
Are they vaping DMT?
I don't know.
If
What?
they're not vaping DMT, who cares?
Okay. I don't know what they're vaping.
I understand not wanting them to vape in fucking school, but
No, I agree. Same with like, I would imagine having your cell phone is like annoying as a teacher, watching a student just play on their phone. Like, come on, man. But all the things you have to go through to try to police it, you know? Like, what, you guys, like, is a cigarette? Really?
oh,
Isn't your
yeah,
education more important?
literally, I was running late to my first day of class, and like finished my smoke as I walked on the campus and flicked it behind me, right in front of the fucking police liaison.
Oh, no.
As I step in the front door, security's like, "Come with me." I'm like, "What? I just got here."
Oh, my God.
They're like, "You were smoking on campus." I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I was smoking on campus. 3 days suspension? Cool. Later.
Yeah, suspension is such a weird thing because kids are like, yay, I don't have to go to school. This is awesome. And all the teachers let you make up the work, so it's not like a big deal.
Well, I was in the alternative school already.
Okay.
Like, I was already in the special ed program. And, like, what are you going to do? Punish me with no school? I'm barely going to graduate on time because of my attendance already. Like, oh, big fucking deal. 3 more days ain't going to kill me.
Right.
They actually tried to be slick. And they're like, oh, we're going to give you an inside suspension.
Oh, what's that?
Basically, they lock you in a room all day.
See, I'm all about like rehabilitation instead of punishment or whatever.
Well, and the best part about the inside suspension was they couldn't tell me what day it was going to be because I'd just ditch.
Oh. Surprise, it's today.
Yeah, that's what they pulled. I show up for class one day and they're like, your inside suspension's today. I'm like, okay. So when it came to lunch, my high school had open campus for upperclassmen. And I'm like, I didn't pack a lunch. I wasn't expecting to be suspended today. I got to go get lunch.
Oh, shit. And then you didn't come back.
And they're like, exactly. They're like, okay, go to the cafeteria, grab your lunch, come back up.
Nah.
And I just walked right out of the building.
Yeah.
Did not come back. I came back the next day. They're like, well, what, you want to try it again? I can keep this up all day.
Oh, my gosh.
I was a mouthy, smart kid who did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
At one point, I had a fucking like Israeli gas mask that I just had because I'm a fucking kid. Like, and my friend gave it back to me at school, and I decided to wear it like through school. This is post Columbine. Fucking security freaked out. Like I didn't make any threatening gestures. I just wore a gas mask through a period, like going from one end of the building to the other. Fastest walk I'd ever had through the building. Security grabs me, drags me out of class, brings me down to the dean's office. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? Show me in the policy where it says I did anything that violates.
You're why a rule got added to the handbook.
Oh, I'm the reason a couple rules got added to the handbook. That and my senior year, they added no satanic cult references on t-shirts. So the first day of school, I wear a Slayer Hell
I
Awaits
was just going to say, yeah, Slayer, for sure.
I wore a Slayer Hell Awaits t-shirt. And one of my teachers was like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. Like, down to the office. I'm like, all right. They're like, no satanic cult references. I'm like, this is a band shirt. And on top of it, the Church of Satan is a recognized religious organization in the U.S.
Yeah.
So is this public school telling me impeding on my separation of church and state? They're like,
Right.
like, I mean, I'll contact a lawyer. It's cool.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, I was a similar kid. Like, yes and no, because I cared about, I wanted to be like the best at everything. So in that way, like I cared about the rules and I cared about people's opinions, but also like I was always such like a like smug, gloating, like smarter than everybody kind of feeling. Not when I went to IMSA, the Illinois Math and Science Company, I was like definitely like the dumbest kid there. Like the joke is that I think there were only like 5 blondes in the entire school of like 600 kids. And that all the Southern, there's like 6 kids from the South from like, anyway. from Southern Illinois. And the joke is that we all got in because of like affirmative action, based on like location, because we were like the dumbest kids. At least like a couple of us were. I hope they're not listening. I don't know. But yeah, in normal high school, oh my God, way smarter than everybody. And like, you know, you feel like you're smarter than the teachers, whether you are or aren't. And yeah, just having those arguments. Like in college, so I worked 3 jobs. I worked at Hooters, this place called Bacro, which was fine dining, and then Cowboy Monkey, which was like a normal like downtown bar. And I just wanted to like make money, and also I had a full ride scholarship actually, so I like got paid from that too. But I just grew up super poor, and I had decided that I wasn't going to have that in my life, you know. And so I worked like all these jobs, and like college that requires like attendance is so dumb to me. Like if you know the material, then why do you need to go sit in a lecture hall? It's so dumb. Whereas like IMSA, like sort of like attendance didn't matter. It was just, did you know the material? Could you do it? Like teachers didn't stand up there and just lecture so that you could repeat it. Like it was like literally teaching you how to learn. It was such a really cool experience. But so then when I got to college, it was almost like backtracking, where they would just like have you regurgitate information, and you're like, okay, well I can do this. Cheeto, stop licking yourself. Can you hear that? Anyway, so I took some rocks class, like I don't even know, was that geology?
That is geology.
Geology, where I missed. It was only a midterm and a final, and because I was at work and not paying attention to when things were, I missed the midterm, and I was like, I came in the next day, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Can I please take this? I was like, I can take it right now. Like, and I explained, you know, I work all the time and blah blah blah, like sending money home or whatever, and he let me take it. And it was fine, like no big deal. And I probably got an A in the class or whatever, but I passed. And then Spanish, when the Spanish grades came out, I had failed it for attendance. Like you had to do these daily activities that were like 5 points a day or something. And I didn't go to class, so I didn't turn them in. But I got an A on the final. And I was like, and I did the whole thing, right? The speech. I was like, well, the whole point, like, what do you think the whole point of college is, right? It's like get an education. And don't you think that the final measures whether you got the information or not? I was like, why does the busy work have to, you know, be graded in this whole speech? And again, in geology, I got past it. And then Spanish was like, no.
I had a similar experience in high school. I had a humanities teacher freshman year who they taught their class like it was college. You got a syllabus when you started the fucking year. Like, these are when the homework assignments are due. This is when these tests are going to happen. And it got to the fucking finals. I got an A+ on the final. I got an A+ on the midterm. And he had a computer that calculated your grade because I had not done a single inch of the fucking homework.
As you shouldn't have had to if you knew, like, if you know the material.
The computer calculated my grade as a D-, even with all the me fucking around.
Yeah.
He crossed it out, wrote an F.
What a dick.
Like, oh, I'm not supposed to show you up?
I was going to say, he's like totally pulling an authoritative like move right there.
Like, how dare you not do my homework all year, young man?
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially freshman year, I was stoned half the time.
I'm so glad I never got into like drugs and alcohol at an early age. I like definitely waited till college to experiment with all that stuff.
I'm happy I did it at a young age because once I got to like being an adult, the mystique of it was over.
Yeah.
There was no like, oh my God, frat party or get rage. It's just like, this is old hats.
Oh my God, maybe that's why I'm an alcoholic, because I didn't party early on in life. Well, fuck.
Was it safe for me though?
Yeah.
But I also,
just in your genes.
I also just stopped smoking weed like by 16. I was just bored with it.
Yeah. That sounds like such a like a European way, right? Is where it's like, oh, you grow up in the household and you can just drink and, you know, do whatever you want. So it's never a taboo thing that you like seek and like overindulge in because it's just normal.
Yeah.
Americans are so ass backwards sometimes.
Oh, we come from a horrible puritanical. I mean, for fuck's sake, you showing your tits on film is worse than 100 people being bloodily murdered on film. You are much more likely to get a hard R with a little bit of nudity. How many PG-13 movies do hundreds of people die and they just don't show the blood? The last couple Die Hard movies were PG-13.
That's crazy.
Where in Europe, it's completely the opposite way. Sex is fine.
As it should be.
And the minute you start having violence, they're like, whoa, we need to restrict this.
Yeah. For, well, I guess I'm a little older now, but for most of my adult life, I had such like issues with sex because I was raised like abstinence only, and when I was younger, really wanted to stick with that. Like I was into it. I was like a Bible thumper for a while. Like go on the youth trips and then go around and knock on people's doors. Like thinking back, it's so fucking nuts now. Go around and knock on people's doors and be like, "Hi, do you believe in Jesus Christ?" What?
That is fucking child abuse. Like your
No,
parents,
I went on my own free will. I wanted to go. My parents didn't give a shit.
they didn't encourage it.
No, I mean, no, it was, I got really into youth group because I felt like accepted there in the sense of community. And I like wanted to be a part of it so bad.
Did you think Jesus was going to save you from your back knee?
Probably. I was probably on my knees, like, my hands folded on my bed, like, dear God, I really want a boy to like me. Please take away my boobsits, He did eventually, but I think it's probably the $30 a month I paid to Proactive, not Jesus. But yeah, that's so weird to think back on, like the shit that, like, I was like, why isn't everybody doing this? Like, if you believe in Jesus, like, you should go want to spread the word and, just all the stuff that they tell you and that you repeat. And I don't know. I don't know.
What made you step away from that?
Well, then I went to a very secular high school, obviously, where they're like, Carl Sagan is God and there is no God. And, like there were like 8 of us that did like a little like youth group Bible study. And we tried to like stay strong in the secular environment and all the things. But then, just kind of experiencing life and understanding other cultures and like 50% of the school was like Asian. And so there's like people that believe in Buddha or like, just being exposed to other ideas. And then God coming to LA and understanding like what spirituality is and like, don't laugh at me.
Like, here, welcome to LA. Here's your crystals.
Yeah. Crystals and avocados and sage and tarot card readings. No, I don't know. But just, yeah, understanding. And it's also really weird now to look at, like the people that you respect and admire and how they feel about religion or spirituality versus the people that you like look down on and how they feel about spirituality and religion. You're like, oh, interesting. A lot of the people that I look up to have something in common. And a lot of the people that preach like Christianity are the most judgmental, fucking hypocritical assholes.
Oh yeah. Joel Osteen wouldn't open his fucking church.
The flood.
Right.
I know.
People are fucking dying. Whoa. We can't muddy up the floors of our mega church.
Yeah. And also getting caught up in all the like traditions, right? Like you have to be inducted into the Catholicism, whatever, if you want to marry a Catholic. Like I know like my dad did that and I was like, do you even really?
For fuck's sake, these rules were written by people that didn't have indoor plumbing.
Yeah. And also like the idea that you just pick and choose what you want to listen to, right? Like being gay is so fucking wrong, but like premarital sex, let's just not talk about it. Like what?
Oh, do you have a tattoo? That's a no-no.
But here was a big thing actually for us in high school is this super religious guy got a tattoo of Jesus on him. So like, what if it's a tattoo of Jesus? Was a fucking huge topic of conversation.
Whoa. There are no loopholes in the Bible.
Yeah.
It says you shall not do that shit to your body.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing.
No, and I don't want to like, badmouth religion or whatever.
I do all the time.
Yeah. Because I think, everyone's different and stuff works for different people. But for me, I'm just more about like definitely a higher power. But like, does he have a name and did he instruct humans to write a book about it? Like, I don't know.
I don't think there's a higher power. I think this is the whole fucking show. But I respect that people can believe whatever they want as long as they don't try to enforce their bullshit on me or anyone else.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to force you to be like, don't believe in God. It's just, it's hard to buy it when it's all based on the geography of where you were born. Pretty much determines on what religion you're going to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's one true God, unless you happen to be born in the Middle East or be born in Southern Asia or.
Yeah. And one of the most like one of like a really big pet peeve of mine is when people, again, it was more of a conversation when I was younger and trying to like get people to convert to like Christianity, but like, oh, like what religion are you? I guess is the question. And people are like, well, my mom's a Catholic, so I guess I'm a Catholic. And I'm like, that's not how Catholicism works. Like, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe what you're reading? Like, it's not just a hand-me-down thing. Like, because my relationship with God was so personal, and I was like, if you don't have a relationship with God, then you're not anything in this whole fucking thing. But like, oh my God, it was just,
so judgmental.
I know, I was. I am. I'm such a judgy person. I try really hard not to be, but I'm a Sagittarius, so, you know.
You're a SAG member. I know.
Yeah, SAG. Double SAG.
Double
like the
SAG.
best kind.
I used to say I was agnostic, and then it's just like, no, it's full-on atheism. I just don't believe.
Yeah.
Because I feel so many people that are caught up in religion are so fucking handicapped by it. They're afraid to live life because the invisible parent may judge them for it.
Yeah, or I mean, all wars are started on religion, some
of them are about oil.
Yeah, but like there's probably some sort of religious thing in there that like, oh, well, like, I don't know, God said that we should drill in Alaska and kill the polar bears. I don't know, whatever, but you know, it's all like, it all comes back to like, even anytime people bring up politics, it's always like religion gets thrown in there somehow. Like, well, Trump believes in God. He's a good God-fearing Christian or whatever. Like, whatever people are. Obama's the Antichrist. I definitely heard that from like people.
Well, I'm starting to believe that theory just because Obama being elected caused the crazy people to go so crazy that they elected Trump, who is really going to bring around the end of the world.
Can you imagine hating a black person so much that you like needed to elect Trump as the president to like prove a point?
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't get it. And we stared into politics. God damn it.
I know. How did this happen?
Because it's so prevalent in just day-to-day life. It's exhausting. It's just every fucking thing you see is like, politics.
I know. Well, and the media is like, I mean, the media is a lot to blame for it, right? Because what we see, we consume what we see and hear. And so when people are just blasting it in your face all the time, that's like what you think about and what you believe.
And it's a big circle. It's media these days is more concerned with ratings and being entertainment than it is about being thorough news coverage.
Yeah.
So they throw it at us. We consume it. They see their numbers uptick. They throw more of it at us. Like, that's fucking working.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I mean, we are also to blame. Like, it's like Idiocracy, the movie, is really happening. What if I had this amazing theory the other day? Because, I don't know, thinking about, I guess, like school shootings, right? And like the more that we talk about them, the more they seem to be happening and whatever. Not whatever. It's obviously a big deal. But it's like that South Park episode with the school shootings. That shit's hilarious. It's really fucked up. What if the news, because it's always so negative. Like, I literally cannot watch the news because I'm an empathetic crier. And so as soon as they start talking about like sad things, I start crying and it ruins my day. But what if what if the majority of news was good? Like, yeah, of course, bad things are happening, but so are good things. So what if we could talk about the good things and like, oh, this is how this person volunteered and like, this is how this person recovered from this. And like, I think it would spark something.
Yeah, but if you're having a shitty life, do you really want to hear about other people doing better than you?
What, that feels like a non sequitur right now.
Well, I'm just saying, the majority of American life, people are, overworked, depressed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel overworked and depressed sometimes. I mean, I love my life, but when I'm sitting there watching TV, like how fucking this dad died on Father's Day driving to his Father's Day dinner by this chick who was smoking meth and then she fled to Mexico, and then now we're talking about illegal immigration. Like, what if I'm sitting there depressed and tired and it was a story about how this lady adopted 5 dogs today, or whatever. It's contagious, like what we consume. Like when I read a story and someone's like, oh, today I bought coffee for a stranger and here's the story of what followed, I'm like, oh shit, I want to buy coffee for a stranger. But when I hear somebody, I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's like contagious.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I hear a story about someone high on meth killed a father, I want to get high on meth.
I mean, when you watch movies and like Leonardo DiCaprio's fucking partying it up and driving Lamborghinis, it kind of makes me want to fucking party and drive Lamborghinis. I don't know.
Nah, I really don't want to be cock-teased by Margot Robbie.
Why not? It's just Margot Robbie in your presence, no matter what she's doing. I would drink that woman's bathwater.
I would too. The problem is, if I don't get the opportunity to do that, I don't need to be teased by it.
Right.
That was a complete non sequitur. But...
Cheeto's laying on my cord here. Always trying to steal the show, Cheeto.
No, it was the old adage, if it bleeds, it leads.
I've never heard that before.
I'm pretty sure it's from popular media talking about newsrooms, but it seems to be like what the news actually does.
I thought you were talking about my vagina.
I didn't know it was that time of the month, Cody.
It's
Shut
not. I actually got the Marina IUD, which I'm not getting paid to advertise, but holy shit, it kind of changed my life. Like, I don't have a period anymore, and you don't have to worry about, like, anything. And there's, like, negative side effects, too, but oh my God, it's so much better than, I don't know, the pull and pray or whatever people do these days.
Anal.
Oh, yeah. That hurts sometimes, though. Sometimes I'm not, like, because that's, like, again, it's not the actual sex part. It's the commitment to, like, all right, the next 24 hours, like, is going to maybe be a little painful or, like, you know? It's like a commitment.
It's a commitment because you're like, I'm a tiny girl. Sorry.
Yeah. Ugh. And then I heard this really, like, graphic story from a porn star about, like, some rippage happening, and it was not a turn on.
Yeah, that happens when you sleep with people who have kibosses in their pants. That's why I'm very happy about being an average dude.
Yeah. If I were a guy, I would want, like, to maybe just, like, slightly above average. But if you can, I mean, even slightly below average, if you know what you're doing with it, like, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy with my average penis. I've hurt some people once or twice.
There you go.
But they were tiny girls, so.
Yeah. Just getting into that motion.
And that was probably just bad technique on my part.
It's so dry like sandpaper, and you're just like, shove it in. It's dust. You've been partying all night, like, I don't have any spit.
Sorry, I'm really dehydrated.
That's the worst. Like, ugh. These retainers make my mouth so dry.
I'm happy about that. There was not that much saliva on the ice cube.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that to you.
I really thought you spit in that dude's drink.
No, I don't even know where that came from. And then you were ashamed that you said it because you thought he was weirded out. I was like, what?
Well, because you leaned over it and I thought you were doing the...
No.
Like, does she know that dude? And like,
no, I've never spit in somebody's drink in a mean way, only to, like, be funny. Like, if
well, I thought you were being funny at first. And then I'm like, oh, she doesn't know that dude. Oh,
No.
I shouldn't have brought that up.
No, he did not.
See, I was just seeing what I wanted to see. Like, I want to see Cody spit in other people's drinks.
Your fantasies.
Yeah, just Cody contaminating the alcohol.
Yeah. Gross. Or not. I feel like the alcohol, like, kills it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
It's not like you're spitting on the rim of the glass.
Or am I?
Just that's how you clean all the glasses at the bars.
Yeah, I spit shine them. Yeah, I lick them like a cat. Like an envelope that needs to be mailed.
That's why you're so dehydrated.
Yeah.
Licking all the glassware.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
That's why you're the only girl at the bar, right?
Yes, I am the only girl bartender. Anytime people are like, I've never seen you here before, I'm like, have you seen a girl behind the bar? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's me. I look different. Like, right now I have my cornrows.
I was actually with another friend last night who's met you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going over to Sunset Vinyl. You should come with. Cody's bartending. Like, Cody? I'm like, described you. She's like, I don't remember. I'm like, oh, yeah, when you met her, she was wearing glasses and like, because you met her when we were at Davy Wayne's with Vans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like she had really pretty nails that night. I think.
Yeah. But you were just like kind of relaxed look,
Very
Cody.
average looking.
Yeah, just-
Slightly below average looking.
You're just kind of like glasses, hair down, you know.
Yeah.
It's like no one there you need to impress.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a chameleon.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good skill.
Yeah. I'll take it.
You should. It's being broadcast to the internet, so.
Can I promote a couple like more projects that I'm in?
Yeah, no, let's talk about your fucking projects. I'm curious what you got going.
There's a movie out right now called Girls, Guns, and Blood. It has a lot of all three of those things, as I'm sure you can imagine. I'm pretty sure it's available on like Amazon Prime, Google Play. I got to do some badass stunts in that. I helped choreograph the fight scene, and I do a hurricana in it where I like flip over a dude. Cleo Valentine is in that, one of your former podcast interviewees.
Friend of mine, yeah.
Yeah, love that girl. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I like shouted that one out because that one came out pretty recently.
Well, what's it about besides the subject matter of the title? Yeah.
It is. Well, first of all, it's like a grindhouse parody. Like, there's so many moments where you're like, oh, it's just like an ode to like a Tarantino film, but was really entertaining. We shot it all in like 5 days in the middle of nowhere, Texas. And I was so shocked at how like great it came out for the budget that we had. But it's about these girls in a brothel, and these guys come to like throw a bachelor party or something, and they've got a lot of money, and it turns out they're like doing a hit or whatever, and they start like trying to take out the girls, but turns out the girls are all like super trained agent-y ninja people basically, and a lot of like fights ensue, and you'll have to watch to see who wins and who gets the money.
Oh shit, there's money involved too.
Ooh. Girls, guns, blood, and money.
I mean, generally, if you have the first three things, you should have the latter.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, who wants girls, guns, and blood without...
And then being broke.
Right.
Boring.
Well, and just hard to clean up the mess.
Right, because you don't have all those paper bills to wipe it up with.
Or pay someone to clean it for you.
Or that, which makes so much more sense.
Yeah, look, money's not very absorbent.
No?
No.
Because that like coating on top, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that would be really shitty if like money was like a sponge. You go to do a rail and like half your rail's gone.
It is absorbent. I know this because I'm trying to think of who. Somebody peed themselves and their wallet was like in their pocket, and then their money was wet from that. So the money absorbs pee. I do know from personal experience.
Well, I guess I'm going to cover myself in money when I get peed on.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll sell the urinated dollars.
Yeah. This is brilliant. I'm going to need 20% for basically coming up with the idea.
Sorry, you signed a waiver.
Is that what that waiver was? I knew I needed to read the fine print.
Yep. Sorry. Don't worry. Someone else is going to beat us to the idea before I do this all the fucking
Someone's
time.
going to beat off to the idea is what you mean, I think.
If people masturbate to me, people masturbate to me.
You do have a very good radio voice.
Why, thank you.
Makes up for that radio face.
Oh.
What do you think of that, Cheeto?
It's a character actor face. Thank you. It's the only place in Hollywood you can get away with being ugly.
When you character act? Or
Yeah.
behind a radio microphone?
Both.
Yeah. Oh, we're in porn.
Get a little closer to the mic, please.
Oh, sorry, I'm slouching. I'm like all comfy and stuff.
That's well and good, but we want the people to hear you.
Oh, I guess.
I guess. So any other new projects you got going that you haven't talked about yet?
Let's see. The one I can't talk about. Then we talked about Girl Lost 2, which I'm gonna have to come back when that comes out so I can promote it. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah, it's not like you live far.
You'd be like, oh, we've had 2 hours of Cody. We have to wait a year.
You'd be amazed. So Cody, like when she showed up, like, if I had to actually get in a car to get here, I wouldn't have done this.
I'm such a dick. Okay, Girls, Guns, and Blood. Shit. Well, there's one coming out called Halloween Meet the Ouija's. It's a full moon production. It's also, dude, there's been a lot of like puppets in my life this year, and I don't know what that's saying about like what's going on, but there's like these little gremlin creatures, and it's actually really clever because this girl is throwing like a fundraiser for like college or something, some sort of fundraiser party, and so everyone comes like all dressed up because it's Halloween time, and there's a hunt, a scavenger hunt. So it's like Scooby-Doo scavenger hunt, like kind of thing, because somebody brings a Ouija board, like OUIGA or whatever, and the prize is weed. Like they're trying to find the nugget. There's like a weed nugget. That's like the prize or whatever. And then whatever. So then someone brings a weed or a Ouija board. And then I don't know, somehow these weed G's come out. And those are the creatures. The Ouija's are the creatures. So it's this like really like trippy, cool, like stoner Scooby-Doo style thing. And I play a cowgirl in it. And I think most of my part actually got cut because we ran out of time. But I did have a really fun time in Vegas filming it. And I'm definitely in a bikini at some point and slutty cowgirl gear. And Danny Draven directed it, and he was really cool. And Charles, who like runs like Full Moon Productions, was there. And I don't know, it was just like it was a fun time. And I'll just be in a little bit of it, but you should definitely check that out. Coming out probably around in October.
Right around Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
And I'm hoping that so they're doing, it's called like the Deadly 10, and they're doing like 10 horror films, and it's kind of this reboot. Because do you know Full Moon Productions?
I don't.
They do like those movies like I'm gonna butcher it, but like Revenge of the Giant Bong, like these like 80s classic like cult classic style movies. They're great. I did another project with them called Ravenwolf Towers, actually, where I play like a hot naked girl who gets murdered. But yeah, so I'm really hoping that they, if you guys are listening, that they bring me on. They're doing like a sorority girl movie. I don't know. I'm hoping to work with them again. They're like so much fun to work with.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, plugged Halloween Night Meet the Ouija's, Girls, Guns, and Blood, Girl Lost 2. Yeah, The Deuce. I said that.
You did. I love that you were like, I did some 70s porn. I'm like, it took place in 84.
I know. I don't know why I didn't fact check that before I posted. I was like, especially with the hair. I knew that was 80s. I don't know. I just got excited and was typing.
Well, to be fair, most of The Deuce did take place in the 70s.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No, it's just this last season they moved to 84.
Oh my god, because I'm halfway through season 2, so that makes sense why I was stuck in.
Yeah, it keeps jumping forward like years.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes so much more sense then.
Yep.
I don't feel like such a Dumas.
Cody Dumas. So from all your time in Hollywood, there's got to be some other crazy stories that you can share with the audience.
Crazy stories. Oh, well, I had why am I so loud in my ears? I touched upon the Craigslist ad thing. So some of the jobs that I got hired from that were really fucking weird. I guess there's like I'm sure you know about this, but there's like a giganticism fetish.
I may have heard of it.
Yeah. So I got hired to like stomp around on miniature figures, basically. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's a whipped cream fetish, like a pot. Whipped cream makes sense, right? You think like, oh, Friday Night Lights, like whipped cream on the tits. Nope. I'm talking about like 20 like chocolate silk pies, like on your body. Like you do like some sort of little like skit that makes sense of why there would be pies. Like maybe you're a waitress in a restaurant or maybe you're working at a fair. And then somehow there's motivation to get pied all over your body, like just with your clothes on. I've done that. And then I've done those shoots too, where it's like you do 2 in a day. So like you do it and then you have to go shower, blow dry your hair, do all your makeup again, only to get pied again. And you're like at some stranger's house, like in Encino, and you're just like, what the fuck is my life right now? And then I've done like the dirty talking sort of things where it's like a POV, there'll be like a camera in your face and you're like, oh yeah, you're like, you don't make any money, like you're a little bitch or whatever, and you're just saying like the most random shit. I don't know. It's crazy what people will pay you to do. So that's interesting. I would imagine. I don't know. I did stand-up comedy. I started doing stand-up for a while and then I got kind of over it. It's not a very friendly environment for like pretty girls. Like people, you get on stage and people want to hate you and then you have to win them over. Whereas like a more like average male, like gets up there and they want you to be funny. And so they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And then all the comics aren't trying to sleep with you if you're a dude. So, or a booker is trying to book you, just like pretend to book you so they can get your number and sleep with you. But, sidetrack.
Did any of that ever work?
No. But I tried to do a set where I was just, I guess it was more like shock value, but only because I was just talking about my real life, but things that I guess a lot of more normal people can't really relate to. And so I was talking about all these like fetishes and all these crazy things I've done, and everyone was just, instead of laughing, was just sitting there like, what the fuck are we listening to? And I thought that would have been so successful, and it was not. So I'm always like hesitant to bring it up because I'm like, oh, I guess people don't want to hear about this. But then I hear people talk about it. I'm like, I want to fucking hear about the weird shit that you're doing. So there you go. I don't know.
See, I don't think any of that shit's particularly weird.
Well, yeah, me neither, because we live in the Hollywood bubble. But I guess if you're sitting in your parents' basement in Kentucky and eating fried chicken, I don't know, you're just like, giganticism porn, like, what is that?
Oh, The funny thing is, the majority of porn is consumed in red states.
Why am I not surprised? Because out here, we're just doing it. Instead of watching threesome porn, I'm just having a threesome, you know?
When was your last threesome?
Oh, look at that segue.
You walked right into it.
Oh, did I? I don't know about the last time I had a threesome, but I have had threesomes, and they've always been like very enjoyable. I always had really good experiences.
So do you prefer the boy girl or another girl and a dude or two other girls?
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was an option, first of all. I don't consider myself bisexual at all. I can appreciate a female, and then so there has to be a guy there that I like and that I'm attracted to. And then
and his ugly friend.
No, and then like I appreciate women, so then like if the guy's into it, then I'm into it with the girl, but like I'm not particularly like, oh, this girl or anything. But yeah, I've done both, and they're both fun. But definitely, I would prefer a girl because the guy, two guys is like a lot of like pressure on me and a lot of responsibility, unless they're into each other. And I've never done that per se, where they're like super into each other. Although it is usually like two guys that are like not disinterested in each other. You know, like they're like team players, which I like. I love that. I look how giddy I am. I like because in the South, right, or like the Midwest, it's like so frowned upon, and people have to be like so straight and like so vanilla and boring to me. And then you come to LA, and people are still like metrosexual and more like they just feel like sexuality is more like on a sliding scale, and people are really fluid about it. Even if they're like, I'm straight, they're like, okay, well, like, I mean, if the coke's on that guy's dick, I guess I'll snort it off his dick. You know, like just people are more open minded and like fun, and I like that. Like I like that's literally that is my brand, is like just do what makes you happy. Life is too short to be boxed in or like to try to follow the rules of society. So like explore and have fun. Be respectful, but like explore.
Yeah, my whole thought process is as long as you're not hurting anyone else, there are no rules.
Yeah. That's a good mantra.
Don't always succeed, but at least try.
Yeah. And that's how you figure out things that you don't like too. So I've definitely been in a situation like, didn't like that as much. Now I know. Instead of being like, I don't know.
Well, there's definitely situations where like I'm just not particularly interested in experimenting with it. It's just holds no appeal. Like
what's an example of that?
I have no real I have no interest in being with another dude. Like,
yeah.
It's just dudes are not sexually attractive to me.
But have you had a threesome with two dudes?
I have not.
What? What if on the same day you get peed on, you also have a threesome with two dudes? Would that like blow your mind? I mean, one dude. I mean, you would be the other dude.
Right.
Two dudes and a girl.
Yeah, not just three dudes.
I'm sorry, I'm like just picturing that. And after what you just said and how awkward that would be.
Like, yeah, sorry guys. I'm not hard here. This is kind of embarrassing for everybody. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I've been in these really fun, cool, explorative situations, though, where it's really cool to see somebody, like, especially talking right now is so different than being in the moment with people, you know? So, like, guys might be like, yeah, I'm straight, and I don't think I would like that, you know? And then you get in the moment, and then, like, I'm picturing, like, people's faces, like, kind of light up for what they, like, oh, that is nice, or like, oh, I do kind of like that, or like, oh, well, I didn't hate it, you know? I'm like, that's cool. I don't know, because again, no one is on their deathbed being like, well, shit, I wish I hadn't had that threesome at the bar in the bathroom. You know, everyone's like, oh, I should have taken the chances. So take all the chances.
Because if you don't try, you can't succeed.
Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars,
or die in the cold vacuum of space,
or that.
Cold and alone, just
Brr.
in space, suffocating.
Brr.
Brr. No, and that is one of the things I appreciate about LA is like, if you were to pitch a non-monogamous lifestyle to people in most other parts of the country, they'd be like, no. Here it's like, oh, you want a monogamy?
Yeah. Or like, well, as a girl, like, guys are always just like, wait, so I can sleep with you and with somebody else, and that's cool? And I'm like, I would prefer that. And they're like, cool, hang on, because this is literally everything. It's every guy's fantasy, right?
They're like, this is a trap, right?
Yeah. Every guy's fantasy was always like, to have your cake and eat it too. And that's literally, like, to me, that's what polyamory or what open relationships are, is to be able to kind of have your cake and eat it too, instead of like monogamy. And sure, that works for some people, but it's just, to me, is rules and regulations that some bigger, greater government kind of, or religion set for you, like you didn't decide that, that like it's, but Mike Pence, right, can't be in a room with another woman alone. Like, that's so dumb to me.
Well, if he starts furiously masturbating uncontrollably, so it's very unvice presidential.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe for him.
His wife kills his erection.
Oh.
Aw. No, I go back and forth. Like, there are people I would happily be monogamous with. There are plenty of people that I've been involved with where it's like, monogamy was never on the table, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
No, totally. And yeah, there's some people where I've just like dabbled. I've like been to like a sex party, right? And like, I'm like, oh, I would like to go experience that with you. Or other people, I'm like, no, that's not what I would want to do. But maybe bringing a third person home would be fun with you. Or maybe it's like, maybe we both go, maybe on Tuesday nights we get to go out and do our own thing and we don't ask, don't tell her. Like, whatever it is. But, every situation is different and the chemistry is different. And that's like part of the fun to me. Like, I feel like people get so caught up because monogamy has a set of rules, like typically, even though you figure it out in your own personal relationship along the way, like what does work for you and what doesn't. Like, maybe you have to be home every night by 8 or like whatever your rules are. But I don't know. It's just like,
if you put a curfew on me, I'm out.
Yeah, oh God, me too. Like, I have such a problem with authority. And so the minute somebody tries to do that, it's like, no.
Yeah.
But you find the people that let you do your own thing, and then it makes you like love them that much more.
Yeah, someone who's confident enough to be like, oh, you had sex with someone else? Because it's the weird situation of like, nobody gets jealous if you go get a massage.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah, no, totally.
But that's physical contact.
And it's so intimate. Sometimes I'm like, should I buy you dinner after this? Like, Jesus.
But no partner's ever going to bat an eye if you go get a full fucking body massage.
Yeah.
But heaven forbid you go have sex with somebody else. They get fucking weird.
Yeah. Or, I mean, some people even like one-on-one coffee or, people get so like, or, oh my God, likes on Instagram. Like, my old roommate would like freak out about Instagram likes. I was like, girl, if that is your only fucking worry, like that first world problems, # like relax.
That's so gross. The idea of like being worried about, has this person done anything that would convince you that they're betraying your trust? No? Then what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I think for most of those people, there are underlying issues as well. But like,
oh, definitely.
Are we really having an argument about like a Instagram? Like, because the way you consume that media too is so quick and brainless anyway. It's not like he was like, oh, who am I gonna like? And it's gonna manipulate her to think. It's like, what? He's just scrolling. Like, who gives a fuck?
I'd have that argument once and then never again because I'd be out.
Yeah. Or people going through each other's phones. I saw a meme today that was like, that's not normal. And I was like, oh, I've never thought that was normal, but I do know couples that like do, or like share a Facebook account or like whatever. I'm like,
The couples that share a Facebook account is because one of them cheated.
Yeah, always.
Always.
Although I could see like if you are in a or a non-monogamous relationship and you are so open and then you have a joint account. Like, that could be, like, cool and sexy. You're like, oh, this chick, like, is messaging you. Like, that's hot or whatever it is. But
yeah, until it's awkward and it pops up on her phone and, like, I don't know. Like, there's one thing about being open. There's one thing of, like, actively involving your other partner in it, unless they're actively involved in it. Like, forcing them to be a spectator in your...
No, I'm saying if they were both into it. Some people are into that. I mean, some people want to be, like, locked up in cages while your partner fucks on top. Like, people are into some weird shit, but...
Well, it's not even necessarily weird shit. It's just their shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. I say the word weird and I don't mean it in like a negative way, but no judgment zone, no judgment zone.
Yeah,
Unless you're Trump supporter and then we're judging you.
We're not.
I'm just kidding.
We're not judging you about your kinks. We're just judging you about your common sense.
I'm just kidding. I hate to like isolate and make it a us versus them, or like liberal snowflakes versus conservative rednecks.
Well, and that's the
whatever.
thing.
So annoying.
We're all fucking Americans. We should all be wanting what's best for Americans.
Yeah, unite. Let's like fix climate. Well, I don't even know what's one thing we can all agree on, but let's like fix that instead of like just being keyboard warriors at each other for weird names that we.
Let's all agree that Ivanka's hot.
Yeah, I've seen her tits. We all have on the internet.
She's into Jewish dudes. I have hope. But people should get over their sexual hangups, and a lot of that is just comes down from previous generations, and
Totally.
it's antiquated.
What does that word mean?
It's antique. Yeah, it's old.
Antiquated.
Yeah. It's an antiquated fucking mentality. It's weird for me. Like, my audience has heard me bitch about this a lot of times, but admitting like the porn connections, even in LA, still becomes red flags for people.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's so fucking weird.
I mean, I feel the same way being an actor who does sex scenes. Is like people are like, wait, what? And I feel like mine has been more intrigue, right? But then they're immediately like hyper focused on it. And you're like, no, I mean, it's just like, what do you do? You're a recruiter? Okay, like that's interesting to me. Let's talk about that. We don't have to like hyper focus on like whether you're wearing the fake pubes or not, you know? Like, I don't know.
It's like, yes, my boobs have been on the internet. Woohoo.
You can see my butthole if you look close enough. Just kidding.
She's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. Don't look. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to judge your butthole. That's how we're going to do. Just going to judge your butthole. Like,
You know who has a cute butthole? Cheeto. When she poops, you have a cute butthole.
that's a weird segue.
That is a weird segue. Ooh, am I going to get like sued for bestiality?
I mean, I don't think so.
Also, can we talk about like hilarious arguments where like back to like the whole religious thing, like, oh, if we let the gays get married, what's going to happen next? Going to marry animals? I remember those arguments. I was like, wait, what? Are we equating bestiality with like two humans that like consensually love each other?
Apparently, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But
that's fun.
people are making that, or like, people will marry inanimate objects, still two consenting adults.
Yeah, right? Like,
And really, all we're allowing them to do is form a corporation in the eyes of the government.
yeah. Exactly.
That's all marriage really is.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're giving these nice folks the ability to make life and death decisions about their partners.
Right?
Because that's super fucked. You could be with someone for decades, but if you don't have that legal fucking document, if you're not their next of kin.
Yeah. That's insane. That's fucked up. Also, we keep people in cages. Like, that's fucked up.
Unless they're into it.
Huh?
Unless they're into it.
Oh, yes. Consensual cage is fine.
Hey, has anyone asked on the border if they're into it? Like, before we make all this fucking hubbub, has anyone asked them if they're into it?
That is such good stand-up material. I'm totally stealing that. Stealing.
You don't do stand-up anymore. I don't have to worry about that.
I'd like to start again. I mean, I also don't do podcasts. And look at me here. Look at me right now.
Walking a whole block for free alcohol.
Hey.
Hang out with a friend that every time we see each other, like, we should hang out more.
And here we are doing it
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like-
public eye.
Nothing like a year later actually following through on we should hang out.
Hey, I texted you last night.
No, I texted you.
No, I texted you.
Oh, to come to the bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just promotion to come to the bar.
Yeah, but I've been saying I'll do that for a long time and I haven't. So
There's been multiple other times you're like, hey, come out to the bar. And I'm like, bar, man.
yeah,
I'm a bad friend sometimes, too.
that's what I'm getting at.
Joe does not want to put his paw in that. There may have been some fluid spilled on that mic over.
Oh my God, where has that mic been?
Oh, well. Everyone who's spilled fluids on that mic has a clean test, so.
Oh, good. That's good. I appreciate that.
It's a good thing about having a bunch of porn industry folks on.
Yeah. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Weird circular thing right there.
Fucking ridiculous. But Cody, is actually about that time. We're going to call last call on this motherfucker.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, last call. That's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I may have practiced this and done this a couple times.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Cody.
That's how we're gonna close it out. Just us saying, "Oh my god."
No, actually, I'm going to ask you where the audience can find you on social media.
Oh, I would love to promote myself. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, all the things. It's at Hey, it's Code E. So like hey, like hi, hey, it's Code E. CODEE. Even though you spell my name CODY, it's like Code Red, like Code E. So hey, it's Cody.
Or Code Ecstasy.
Ooh, people would probably get it if I said that because I say, hey, it's Cody, and people spell it HAY. And I'm like, what? Like, hey, horse hay? Like, how does that even make sense? And then, yeah, they never get Cody right. And I'm like, I don't understand. It's Code E, like Code Red, Code E. Code Ecstasy. Hey, it's Code Ecstasy because I'm going to pleasure you. Wait,
that's your new DJ name?
Yeah. Well, so that's what it is. Oh, my God, I wanted you... So I have a song out on iTunes, and you can find it on YouTube with the music video. It's called #BDS, and it stands for Big Dick Swagger. And I like rap, sing in it, and it's really fun. But that's where the name came from. It was a collaboration with these people, and they're like, "Oh, let's like call you Code E, and that'll be like your rapper name, basically." So that is where it came from. And now that was years ago, and now it's just confusing people because my name is CODY, and it's spelled CODE. Life is so hard. Oh my God.
I know. It's so hard in the self-promotion.
Oh my God.
So difficult. So difficult.
And if you want to see what else I've done, you can just jump over to IMDb and look up my name, Cody Renee Cameron, and it'll show you all the titles I've done. I think there's almost like 60 with the stunts. And yeah, then it'll show you how to watch them and stuff and things.
Spend your monies.
Yeah, like
support her projects.
$3.99 Amazon Prime movies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and until next week, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter, and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Gulp, 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 gulp.